Hi, guys. This is Mike Wilkinson from freeencouragement.org or mikewilkinson.org. I just want to talk today about some delusion that I'm seeing happen. There was a long time in the media with Google about creating this free cashless system. And they want to be the ones to create the technology so we can live in a cashless society. And this society really can't exist without the technology. They go hand in hand. You need holograms. You need a food processor that processes food with deuterium. You need a ship and you need all these things, light speed and all these things to make this Star Trek dream real. You need all these things. And there is a lot of people, I think, in the media on the left trying to make this a reality, but without having the Star Trek system in place. We can't do this without the technology. It doesn't work. If we don't have the endless supply from the deuterium to create things and create a society with these things, then a lot of the things that we're trying to make free don't work. We're trying to take robots and make them work for us, or a hologram would do the same thing, work for us. But there is a lot more to everything, and people want to have a purpose. And if we use technology and drain people's purpose out of them, then it's going to be hard, because not every day is a weekend in a person's mind, because after a while it starts to decay, and a person needs meaning in their life. They need work. Work and people go hand in hand. We need work to survive. And sure, yeah, people have lived retired lives, but we need to serve a purpose. And that purpose, we can make it come to life. And capitalism does that. We are able to create things, make things reality, and make things happen. And so, since we don't have all the Star Trek toys, we have to grow into that. There is a lot of things that sure, a free society sounds great, but when you don't have the toys and you're trying to make it through some strange economic engine, it can kind of be bad, because we don't want the government to have its hands in everything. People need to make their decisions and have freedom in their decisions. You need to have freedom in your decisions. So we need to be able to go to Walmart and buy whatever we want, not go to Walmart and stand in lines, because that's not the way that we need to do things, because it's not practical. Capitalism makes things practical. There's more freedoms and more logistically sound things in capitalism. So we don't make everybody into a tool for the government to work this huge engine. It doesn't work that way, because we're all each individual people growing and trying to live in a dominion that's far and wide, because we want to go into space and conquer space. We want to have a dominion where we're at, and I'm speaking like church, have, be fruitful and multiply and take dominion. So we need freedoms to get things, and that's best served in a capitalistic society. So we don't need to try to make a perfect order by screwing everything else up. We build on peace. 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 We build on discernment. 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 We build with God. God we trust. 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 We build with honor every step of the way. So that's what we need to do, is have honor and love for people. We need to build with love every step of the way. We need to build with grace every step of the way. We need to build with God's voice every step of the way, because He can get us from here to here. And I mean, this is exponential. Because don't think that in a century or two, we're going to have a hard time with the amount of people living on Earth. Because we have so many people living, it's ridiculous. So we have to build out of our solar system, probably, another Earth. And that's what we're going to need to do probably later on. But we don't know how to do that. God can get us from this to this. And I mean like this. He can get us from there to there whenever He wants. It's His system of honor. It's His system of love. It's His system of grace. And God can get us to that next level. We must honor God. Think about what his plans are. Think about how he does things. Sure, we're at, a stage of life that's not really the best stage in some ways, because we feel the pain that Adam felt. We feel death. We feel hunger. We feel cold. We feel diseases. And we don't want this to be our life. We don't want to be poor. We want to be rich in the Lord, and rich and blessed. That's what we're aiming for, is all of that. And we can get to this. We can get to this. We just need to do it with God. And we need to do it with discernment. I feel so sorry for some of the ones in Africa, because they don't get the problem solving things that we do. So sometimes discernment and problem solving is lacking, and it's sad, because we need to build Africa up in education, and we need to build our society in developing some type of free education. And this is what I mean. If Elizabeth Warren's system actually works, where we can tax the rich 2% from their $50 millionth dollar on up, and supply a college education, have people be able to have their kids watched, and get rid of these back-breaking loans that people have, then let's do it. Some of these ideas that they want to do, they have to just tax the rich, because that's the only way it'll work. But some things are so complex, like healthcare, that you need not to try to make it free. You make it where people are competitive, they have insurance, and they are, they have basically, because with this, you overtax people. Canada is dealing with such high taxes because they're trying to make the system free, with medical things. Medical things need to be set up where people are paying insurance. It's just too hard, it's too complex, it's too expensive. So you need that competition to drive down the prices. You need the competition to drive down the prices. With college, we have the infrastructure. With our high schools and our middle schools, we have all the buildings that we need. We don't have all the buildings for healthcare. unless you're going to take all these private institutions and destroy them basically and rebuild them. We have a public system that can work for education because we have the education infrastructure. We just need to make high schools into night colleges, doing things by a teacher that is somewhere else, because we build up all these rooms with internet. We have the internet in all the buildings to do this at fairly low cost. They have all the computers to do this. So it can be done. There's plenty of smart people that could become professors. And we really don't need to hire really many new professors. We just need to make classes bigger and online. And that's what we'd have to do. They would need to work with that, because they're going to have so many people entering this that they need to have it where people aren't quitting their jobs to go to school, because that'll hurt the economy. That's one thing that they'd have to say, is if you're going to school full time, you're working too. And that's hard because that enters people's freedoms. But overseas, that's what people are doing, is everyone's quitting their jobs and going to school. And that won't work. So if they're getting it for free, they should say, well, you need to keep your job while you go to school. So this needs to be more of a part-time thing. People need to get work or show that they work. Or have some type of proof of business that they're trying to run to keep this system of going, unless they're at a certain age. Unless it's their time to go to college, then they can go to college without having to work. They could do work study and work for the work for the university. And I also think, and I mentioned this before, they should make it where people can go to seminary, whatever they want, freedom of religion, because there's so many people that I know that want to be in seminary and go to seminary and go plant a church or go plant something where they're planting a church, or they're going into a church and running it, and they don't have the money to go to seminary, so the doors don't open to them, and they're sad for years. I felt sad for years because I didn't get to go to seminary. I had to start my own ministry and do my own ministry, which I love, guys. I love. But, we need to look at these systems of logic that people are coming up with, that some that say they're free, that work, like this 2% thing, but not healthcare, because they're going to want to bring it up 7 to 20% to cover these issues. And that's not going to work. because that means I go to Subway, and I don't go to Subway because my sandwich costs $20 or $25. I don't want my sandwich to cost $25 because that's what happens in Canada. There are no rich people in Canada. They don't live in Canada. They live in the United States. And that's what I was told by other people that that's and their whole system's messed up. And so we need to run things better than what Canada is doing, than what Venezuela is doing. So we can't do this. We can't do this, guys. There are some things, sure, that you can make for free. We're trying to work and bring down hospital bills. And those things, they're not free, but they're highly, highly too expensive sometimes. So we have to figure out something. Anyways, we can tax the rich and get rid of some of our issues, like our $20 trillion. We would have to tax the rich a lot because that's the only way it works. And that's what God told me, that the only way it works is you have to tax the rich. So I'm going to go as God told me is the solution. And so if we want free education to clear up some of the bridges, if we want to have the government make some bridges for us, so that way people can work at a higher level position and they can have more competition at a higher level, then that's good. Because it shouldn't be, I had to go to school and put myself in $100,000 of debt so I could be a teacher. It don't work that way. Sometimes it happens that way. And it's sad because they go to these private institutions and charge all this money and work this highly, unpaid job. That's what I call teaching. It's highly unpaid. And sure, they make money. Some teachers, you have to go to Dallas, but in Texas, you can make $40K. But it doesn't pay that well in some places. And when you're starting out, it can be hard. So anyways, I just want us to to think wisely about this, because we're gonna have to count everything on this Warren's wealth tax, because something like this does pass and try to make it. And there's going to be a lot of people, if it doesn't work, that are really sad. Because a lot of them, they don't know how to make the opportunity happen. They just know how to apply for a job and work it. They don't know how to make their opportunity happen. And a lot of people just go through life and are trying to make something happen, but they don't know how to make it happen. It's like that brick wall that I see with people, is they try to make some idea happen and it just doesn't happen. And so my heart goes out to them, honestly. And everyone deals with this from time to time. We have a brick wall of where you want to go, and you can't seem to get over that brick wall. Towards that, where I couldn't always get the best paying job, and I couldn't go to seminary without paying a bunch of money, which was hard to make because I didn't have that good paying job. And so this is hope to me. This is hope to me. And I want it to happen. I want to be able to go to college again. Now I'm a writer, and I'm hoping that my writing works out where I can make some money with it, because I'm so sick of not having everything work out. And it's hard. So God, make this work. And that's where some people are at, is they so badly want the technology and to see the technology happen and have this free cashless system. But the thing is, we need that technology. We can't make it by government institutional things, because it's one step at a time, guys. We're here. We're not here in some ways. Some ways we're here. Some ways we're here. And for some reason, some of this technology may be classified because it causes things bad to happen if it's not. So some people are so yearning to get to this next level, and some people are here, but they're held back too, and they can't stand it when everyone here can't get there, because so many people want to get there, and we don't know what to do. I so badly want to get in a ship and teleport and go light speed and see what in the world is out there. And I don't know if we got it and it's held away by the government because it's unsafe for other people to have, or we're waiting still on the revelation to get it. I'm still thinking because I don't have it. So pray, guys. Pray we can get from here to here. Some things are meant to be here. Some things are meant to be there. Love life, guys. Love life. Learn to appreciate things. Learn to be thankful. Because we need to be thankful. These things are important. So love one another while you're getting there. Help each other towards the goals. Look at how you can pay it forward to somebody. Help a poor guy out. I'm trying to raise money so I can do the gospel online. So if you have ideas for this, please tell me. And I would love to have with our group a real church besides meeting online. I'd love to take it to this next level in some ways. But that will require you guys to help chip in. Because I need it in order to do that. I'm going to be a writer. And it's probably in the comic book narratives because that's the only thing I can seem to make money with until my other things come out, which need too much help. So now you know. They're good. Really good. And the best things are a waiting period. So have patience with me. Some things take years. I love you guys. I tell you that every time because you need to hear it. I'm like a parent that loves you, even when you don't want to be yourself. Goodbye.